Good morning. It's Tuesday, October 29th, about 6 a.m. Central Time. Overnight, the precious metals are surging, led by copper, after last Thursday, Friday, and Monday's flat trading session, specifically in the silver market. What am I talking about? This is a daily chart of the silver market. This is last Thursday, Friday, and Monday. Here's today here. So if you look at the 24th, the 25th, and the 28th, specifically in silver, the distance between the opening and the closing was 2 cents, 1.5 cents, and 3 cents. What does that mean here? A candlestick pattern where the open and the close prices are nearly identical is called a doji. Doji is a Japanese word for the same thing. The doji candle looks exactly like a plus sign or a cross. It's a small non-existent body with wicks on either side. So what the doji indicates here is that the buyers and the sellers, specifically in the silver market right now, are at a stalemate with no clear sign of direction for silver. Now, the sign of indecision or uncertainty about future prices indicate that it's waiting for some kind of catalyst that will end this indecision and a new price direction will emerge. And most likely, it'll be a huge move. So what you look at here is you see how long that indecisiveness happens. And once the market fully opens, that's when we get the breakout. That's what we saw previously, where the market had broke out. These were small doji candles. We get the breakout. That's the new price range that we're seeing here. So that was when we took out the 3250, and now we're in this new price range. Also, something else to note here is that if you look at the volatility index, the VIX is the volatility index derived from the S&P 500 options over 30 days following the measurement date. It represents the market's expected volatility. The speculators have finally gone net long on the VIX, and it's the first time since 2018. So what does this mean? The market is really positioning for something serious to happen. Is it the economic data? Is it the election? People are just wondering what's going to happen here, and that indecisiveness causes those doji type candles, and it also causes traders to take on more defensive plays like the volatility index. Now, looking at the overnight price action, we do have gold futures 24.63 right now, up $7. The high of the session 27.70, the low 27.52. We'll see if that 27.50 is your new level of support. Below that, it's going to be 27.40. Now, silver up 32 cents. That's about a 1% move. But the big catalyst here for the overnight session was two data points or two news developments that occurred that lifted the silver market. It was one, UK LME copper inventories came out much bigger of a drawdown than expected. So you got copper futures up 1.25%, trading at 442 last. High of the session was 443. You also have reports that China is weighing in additional stimulus measures of 10 trillion yuan, which is $1.4 trillion. And they're saying that basically, they could announce this between the November 4th to November 8th date. But more importantly, the stimulus measure could be even larger if you get Donald Trump winning the re-election, because the former president is expected to increase its economic challenges for China. As the report so nicely says, basically, long story short, he's going to implement some tariffs here. So that's why you have copper futures surging. That's why you have aluminum futures surging. You also have the platinum market trailing the palladium market, which we talked about over the last 4 or 5 sessions, where the current administration is looking to put some pressure on some Russian exports and things like that. So getting into what we're going to see here today, we do have two major economic data releases coming out. We have the consumer confidence number expected 99.5. That's going to be a higher reading than the previous one. That'll impact most likely the U.S. equity markets mostly, and then the JOLTS job opening. So if we see JOLTS job opening figures come up a quick bit more or have a dramatic decrease, that's going to sway the Fed expectations for that next interest rate cut, which seemingly sit at 96.4%. So we'll see if there's any kind of jockeying back and forth in that, but we do also have quite a bit more economic data that's coming out. Now, looking at some critical levels in the gold market here, I believe that 2707 is that first major support level from a longer term structure. So when I talk about 27 27.50 and 27.40. Those are mostly for the intraday traders. If you're looking longer term for bigger shifts in the market, it's going to be that 27.07. Remember 27.08, contract high in September. Now it's going to be your new support level. The silver market, 32.15, is going to be your longer term support. I would say your major support is going to be that recent sell-off here that we saw, which was down to a low of 33.26. So that's going to be kind of your critical support, about $1 lower. So we really don't want to see that level of volatility in the market, especially with these overnight gains coming in that are so well supported at the moment here by some fundamental news. Now, copper, that's the one that I'm really going to be watching, because copper, if it could break out over 445, it could recapture bullish trend. It recaptures bullish trend. You're going to see momentum traders come into the copper market. You're going to see them lift that silver market with it as well. And then the gold silver ratio should drop below 80-1, start attacking some of those lower levels here, 78, 76, 73. Now, something about the gold silver ratio is a lot of people are being critical about the Fed and Fed policy right now. They're taking down their expectations for the number of interest rate cuts. So just 225 basis point cuts. So you can see gold, yes, it can still continue to rise, but at a slower pace in relation to some of these other outside markets, the base metals here, the copper, the silver market, the platinum market, all because they have a 1-2 punch of different news events driving those markets. So you guys got any questions, give me a call, 312-858-7303. Remember, futures and option trading does involve risk loss. May not be suitable to all investors. Good luck, good trading.